A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a surprising turn of events, U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly questioned Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky about the possibility of Ukraine striking Moscow if provided with long-range American weaponry. This revelation has sparked intense discussions and debates regarding the implications of such a military strategy and the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The Financial Times and the Washington Post have both reported on this sensitive conversation, citing undisclosed sources familiar with the details of the call that took place on July 4th. During this call, Trump is said to have asked Zelensky, "Volodymyr, can you hit Moscow? Can you hit St. Petersburg too?" This inquiry came shortly after Trump expressed frustration over his discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin, where he felt no progress was made towards achieving peace in the region. Zelensky reportedly responded affirmatively, indicating that an attack on Moscow could be feasible if the U.S. supplied the necessary military equipment. This exchange highlights a significant shift in Trump's approach towards Ukraine, as he appears to be warming up to the war-torn nation after months of a strained relationship. The former president has suggested that advanced weaponry could be provided to Ukraine through a NATO deal, while also threatening severe tariffs against Russia if Putin does not comply with a peace agreement within 50 days. The conversation has raised eyebrows, with critics questioning the potential consequences of such military actions in an already volatile situation. Trump has faced scrutiny for his comments, with White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt clarifying that the president was merely asking a question and not advocating for further violence. However, the implications of his inquiry cannot be overlooked, especially given the current state of the conflict, which has seen Russia intensifying its attacks on Ukrainian cities in recent weeks. Ukraine has previously demonstrated its capability to target Moscow with drones, but the long-range missiles provided by Western allies have yet to possess the necessary range to reach the Russian capital. Following the July 4th call, it was reported that Ukraine received a list of long-range systems it could potentially acquire from third-party countries, signaling a potential escalation in military support. Trump and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte recently announced that Ukraine would be receiving significant military assistance under a new U.S.-NATO scheme, which includes missiles and Patriot air defense systems. While Ukraine has received some ATACMS missiles from the Biden administration, their usage has been restricted until late 2024, a decision that Trump criticized at the time. In light of the recent developments, Trump has pledged fresh supplies of weapons to Kyiv, which would be funded by NATO allies, primarily from Europe. He has also threatened harsh financial penalties targeting Russian oil sales if Putin does not end the war within the stipulated timeframe. However, skepticism remains regarding the effectiveness of these proposed measures, as oil prices have already begun to decline amid doubts about their impact on Moscow's energy exports. Kremlin officials have responded to Trump's comments, labeling them as serious and indicating that they require further analysis. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov rejected any ultimatums, emphasizing the need for negotiations to address the root causes of the conflict. Trump's recent comments mark a growing impatience with Putin's refusal to engage in diplomatic talks, and the situation remains tense as both sides prepare for potential escalations. The U.S. president has hinted at the possibility of imposing secondary tariffs on countries trading with Russia, a move that could significantly affect the global economy and international relations. Meanwhile, China has voiced its opposition to U.S. efforts to pressure Beijing over its energy ties with Moscow, further complicating the geopolitical landscape. As the conflict continues to unfold, the implications of Trump's inquiries and proposed military support for Ukraine remain a topic of heated debate, with many questioning the potential consequences of escalating the conflict further. The situation is fluid, and the world watches closely as developments unfold in this high-stakes geopolitical chess match. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.